YouTube from the Mountain Connection on our video. In today's video, we're gonna be going over my thoughts on Lil Uzi Vert's latest album, Eternal Take 2. Alright, let's get into it. So, as many of you guys do know, Uzi dropped EA2 last night. We were on stream, W stream. Shout out everybody for coming through. But EA2 dropped last night, and the perfect word to describe it, in my opinion, was just a major letdown in my opinion. There was realistically no reason to drop EA2 after hearing it. One, this album had no correlation with the Eternal Take, the original one. Like, there was no transitions. It didn't really have that space type vibe other than the rollout, but comparing the rollout to the actual music, it really made no sense. This almost felt like if it was just like a mixtape from Uzi, similar to like the Red and White EP. That's really what I can compare to, because there's really like no correlation to the Eternal Take album, right? The Eternal Take album was a concept album from Uzi. It was like Uzi getting abducted by aliens, and he perfectly painted that picture throughout the album. It felt like you were in that mode with Uzi, whereas Eternal Take 2, other than maybe like the first song, if you were to tell me this is Eternal Take 2, I'd literally be saying you're lying, because this had no correlation towards the original Eternal Take 2 album. You know, with the whole rollout, the whole UFO New York City, the trailer, he was painting this crazy type picture. We were getting EA2. My expectations for this album, to be honest, I really didn't have any expectations going into it, because this was basically like a surprise drop from Uzi. Nobody really heard any snippets. Nobody knew what Uzi was cooking, right? Uzi's been gone all year, comes back 2 weeks ago, announces EA2. EA2 drops, surprise album. Nobody can base it off this snippets or the V1 version. This was just like boom, everybody's coming in with a blind eye. And I'd say obviously it's Uzi, I'm gonna have expectations for a good quality project from Uzi. I mean, if you go just look at Uzi's discography, like this dude has hits on hits on hits. Uzi is known to be a certified hit maker who delivers every single time and puts in his best high quality work. Whereas when I listen to Eternal Take 2, I cannot say this is quality music, bro. Like, how do you make an album like Love is Rage 2, right? You make an album like Love is Rage 2, and then we get an album like Eternal Take 2. If anything, you're supposed to keep getting better with every single project you drop. Whereas Uzi, it kind of feels more so downwards and bearish, whereas every new project that Uzi does put out, it does get worse and worse and worse. And it sucks for me to even say that, because y'all know how much of an Uzi fan I truly am. Uzi has been my favorite rapper, I swear to God. Go ask my friends from middle school. I had Uzi as my profile picture. Like, bro, I've been the biggest Uzi fan for years on years on years, since like 2015, 2016. I've been defending this man. I've been saying the wait's been worth it every single time, and he delivers. He continues to just put out his best work. Whereas these last couple years, it's just been very like, I don't know what's up with Uzi and this project. I know a lot of people are going to say he's washed. I don't really count Uzi out ever. I wouldn't say he's washed. I know this isn't a good body of work. If I were to rate this project out of 10, realistically, I'm going to keep it a buck. I'm going to rate this like a 2, 3 out of 10. There's really nothing to rate. In my opinion, I liked what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 songs. And like I said, it had no correlation towards the Eternal Take album. So why name this the sequel to Eternal Take 2? If anything, it should have had its own name, and the rollout was kind of unnecessary realistically after listening to the album. And it felt like, I don't know, it really felt like Uzi made this album with like last week. It really felt like that. It really felt like Uzi was like, okay, let me record 16 songs in one session and let's drop it tomorrow. That's like the vibe I got from it. Like, this is not quality music. Like, you compare it to all the other Uzi albums, Eternal Take, you got Love is Rage 2, Perfect Love Tape, Lil Uzi Vert vs. the World. Maybe Uzi lost his hunger, I don't know, but this is not quality music. It kind of felt like just like BS, kind of like here. Like the label's like, yo, Uzi, we need you to drop here. Like, it felt realistically like a compilation of throwaways. This was kind of like, I wouldn't even say an album. I guess you could say it is an album, because it has two different types of Uzi. It has, you know, starting off, he started off pretty hot. Track 1 was pretty dope. Track 2 was cool. Meteor Man was cool. Then he goes into this Pars in the Mars, whatever this is called. This is the Galaxy Gas anthem. Uzi hitting Galaxy Gas mid-song on Eternal Take 2 is crazy. That's insane, bro. That should not happen. Why are we having songs with Galaxy Gas voices, and this dude's hitting Galaxy Gas mid-song, and then he's saying she stank for 45 seconds, and then the beat just rides out. This song, I don't know what was the point of this. Lift 'em up, we kept repeating lift 'em up, lift 'em up, lift 'em up. Chips and dip, just very mediocre wordplay, nothing really to talk about. Chill Bay was cool. This was cool. It came with the music video, and then I feel like everything down was kind of just like, what are we doing? This was almost like the Sex and B genre, like Lozzy type music. I never expected Uzi to go into this lane, and I actually did like the last song. Bass High was cool, but like this doesn't seem like an album quality cut from Lil Uzi Vert. This just seems like one of those songs that, you know how Uzi randomly gets like a banger on TikTok. It seems like every year there's a new random Uzi song that's like a throwaway that finds or leaks, and it just blows up huge. You had I Just Wanna Rock, and then we had the McDonald's song right now. This feels like one of those where it's a fun song, it's pretty dope, but like this is not an album quality cut, and none of these songs really felt like they deserved to be on a Lil Uzi Vert project, right? Especially a sequel to Eternal Take, when he had the bar so high when he dropped EA in 2020, he delivered, and then 2024 he's running back EA2. The rollout's crazy, one of the best rollouts I've ever seen in a long time, and then just really just missed. It felt like Uzi's kind of just given up. I don't want to say that, but from the quality of music he's given us, it's declined drastically, and it almost feels like Uzi just really doesn't care about his work anymore. He's not as locked in. I thought, me personally, heading into this, I was so hyped for this because, yo, Uzi, a lot of people didn't really like Pink Tape. I thought Pink Tape was decent, but it kind of fell out of rotation. I feel like there was a lot of different layers in Pink Tape, and it was like experimental and XYZ there. Y'all can go react to my Pink Tape review. But I think Pink Tape was kind of all over the place, bunch of different genres, but I can respect it, right? But a lot of people weren't really going too crazy on Pink Tape. A lot of people were saying Uzi fell off, the wash narratives were coming, Uzi off the Galaxy Gas, XYZ. So in my opinion, when he comes out swinging, Eternal Take, the sequel to Eternal Take, you gotta hit on it, right? It's gonna be like a concept album of Uzi getting abducted into space. He's cooking on this rollout. I felt like Uzi got his hunger back. He was ready. He's gonna prove back. Everybody know who Lil Uzi Vert is, right? I feel like a lot of people were playing with Uzi's name post Pink Tape, and Uzi, I felt like he saw that and was like, all right, y'all must have forgot who I was, right? So that's why I was so like excited to go into Eternal Take 2. But those narratives have just become even bigger, and I never really went into them, but bro, like I'm just like disappointed, I don't think is a word I can describe from this. Like this, I felt like Uzi was trolling. Like this has to be a troll album, right? Like the real album's gonna drop tonight or next week. Like there's no way. Like who was in the studio with Uzi and was like, yo Uzi, this the one, twin, you about to prove I'm wrong with this. Uzi, this is it, you're back, Uzi. Like who was in that studio, bro? Like Uzi needs to get in check, bro. Like he's the GOAT, bro. He can't be putting this out. Like I was damn near on verge of tears listening to this because I'm like, no way this is what Uzi's giving us, bro. This is my GOAT. Uzi will be forever my GOAT. Don't get it twisted. Uzi, Cardi, my number one GOATs forever. It's cemented. It's never going to change. But it's getting harder and harder every single day to defend him because of this, bro. Like the whole Uzi Cardi comparison in 2024, throw it out the window, bro. Throw it out the window. It's not close, bro. It's nowhere near close. Like it's crazy. I felt like when they said Uzi and Cardi really, you know, took different routes within their career, now we can see it, whereas Uzi kind of really doesn't care. He doesn't give us that good quality music. I feel like he's not as hungry as he was, which makes sense. You know, he's got money. He's proven himself. He's concrete, stamped as a GOAT. Whereas Cardi, he's constantly evolving. He's doing different stuff. He's always challenging himself, whether you like it or not. Whereas this project was just like, it felt like Uzi was like, yo, they want an album, here's 16, you know, here's 16 songs from a random session we did last month. That's really the type of vibe I felt like. Uzi really needs a creative director or just somebody to put him in line or put him in check. Like, yo, Uzi, you kind of forgot who you were, bro. You're the GOAT. You can't be doing this. Like, this is crazy.